Your weapon should be well bowed. The next step, feed your wire gently all the way into the trough. Some people find a second piece of tape helps here, and what they'll do is they'll just tape their wire down around the actual grip. The next step, take your gel super glue. Making sure that your wire is all the way in the trough, lay a small bead and push your wire in. About an inch worth of super glue is all it really takes, making sure that it's down in there. Don't cross above your tape or you'll end up breaking your wire. As that sets, if you had the spare piece of tape, you would just tape this down here. I don't, so since I know what I'm doing, I'm just going to tie my wire around it to hold it snug. You can do this too, but you only get to do it once or twice before you'll end up breaking your wire. Then we're going to do the same thing up here at the tip and your point, but start back from the barrel, a 1/4 inch, a 1/2 inch, 2 centimeters, whatever your choice of measurement is, and run gel super glue however far you feel the need to. Smooth it out. Then put your gel super glue away. Get out your liquid super glue. Now, starting just below where you have put the gel super glue, lay a bead of super glue and let it run down the length of your blade. Don't use too much super glue, just get the bead rolling. See the bead rolling? And let gravity do the work, coating with this bead of super glue as far as it'll go. If it gets past about halfway down your forte, you should stop and turn the super glue bead back around the other way. And just let the bead roll. You're going to do this again from the other side so that you coat the entire wire, and this gives you the best coating into the wire and into the groove to hold your wires in place of any method out there right now. Yes, it's somewhat super glue intensive, but super glue is fairly cheap. And if you don't break your weapons during a tournament, it's worth it. And just keep adding to the bead, and the bead will just fill in and go. The average blade takes about 1/3 of a bottle of super glue. Be careful not to super glue your fingers to your blade. And we're into the forte now, so I'll let this bead run out, and then we'll start from the foible and work our way back to the point. You want to make sure that every inch of your wire is glued into your blade up in here. And now we do the same process from the other side. We just rotate and glue. And let the bead roll. And you can tell by the changing color where the super glue has occurred. If your wire is still white versus this sort of grayish white, the super glue hasn't covered it. And if you're worried about gluing your fingers to your blade, have super glue remover with you, and maybe give up armoring because you're going to glue yourself to your weapon. That's just the way the world works. Or find someone that likes armoring and pay them. The going rate at Fairbanks is about $6 a blade, $8 for epes and Italians, and $10 for electric Italians that are epes. Now I haven't missed any spots on this blade. The next step is quite simple. Set your blade aside and let it dry. For generally 24 hours is recommended, but I generally only do about an hour. So we'll come back in about an hour and see how the blade is doing. Okay, our super glue is dry on the blade, so now there's an option. If you're concerned about saving money and you don't want to throw away the 3 cents worth of wire you're using, you can untie the knot and release the tension. Personally, because the wire is cheap, I just cut the wire. It's easier. Notice I'm holding the tip up here and I set the pommel into my hip bone so I had control the whole time. Now all that's left is the simple assembly of your weapon and making sure that it all works.